Hello, my name is Rachel Allen. Today I'm going to be talking about the Rita Crundwell story. So, first I'll kind of talk about who she was and what she did. Well, Rita Crundwell was the comptroller of the city of Dixon. She was also a horse breeder, very well known, but most notably, she was a world class thief. Rita embezzled nearly $53 million from the small town of Dixon, Illinois, over a 20-year time span. And this amount was over 5 times the small town's annual budget of $10 million. She did all this despite the the town's financial statements being audited yearly by CPA firm Clifton Larson Allen and receiving clean opinions. She just did this right with ease, right under everyone's noses. So why would she do this? Well, it appeared that she really loved living a life of luxury, with her biggest expense being on her world champion quarter horses. Her dream just would not have been possible on her $80,000 salary, so she had to get the funds from somewhere. But nobody questioned this because she had a wealthy family and was known for selling very high-class horses. So how did she do it? Well, as the comptroller for 20 years, she was very trusted. So she created a phony account called the RSDC Fund, also known as the Reserve Sewer Development and Construction Fund, and she would deposit funds from the Capital Projects Fund into this account and would then deposit funds from the phony RSDC account into her own bank account. And she would even write checks for personal expenses straight out of the RSDC fund. And she did this by not recording the journal entry behind the deposit into that fund. Additionally, she wrote budget cuts to further cover her tracks. And she did this for 20 years without getting caught. In her first year, in 1991, she stole $181,000. Then in 2010, she hit her all-time high at $5.6 million. And then lastly, she had taken nearly $2 million before her arrest in 2012. As she continued to pilfer money from the town, they hit all-time deficits that just did not add up. In fact, they were so unusual that a neighboring town called Sterling, Illinois, who had a similar budget yet had a surplus, alerted the town of Dixon that something wasn't right, but they did not investigate the matter. So how did Rita get caught? Well, she got caught because she went on vacation, even though most fraud committers typically don't take vacation because they're worried their fraud will be uncovered. She was obviously very confident. So she left her duties in the hands of the city clerk, who, through inspection of bank statements for the town of Dixon, discovered the RSDC fund, and then discovered the personal checks being written out of it. And as shocked as she was, she immediately took her findings to the city mayor, who then took the findings to the FBI. And on April 17th of 2012, Rita Crundwell was arrested. So what about the auditors? How could they have not caught this? Well, the answer is they could have caught it. They were provided invoices which explained the transfers out of the Capital Project Fund, but the invoices were obviously fake that were provided by Rita. They were missing phone numbers, addresses, some even missing company logos, and some even had misspelled words. So the auditing firm, Clifton Larson Allen, even admitted in the deposition that they should have caught the fake invoices, and they also admitted that they knew about the RSDC fund and could have uncovered the fraud with further testing. So what was the problem in all this? Well, in my opinion, it was the total lack of separation of duties. Rita had the authority to write checks, deposit checks, approve payments. She even had the authority to do the bank reconciliation. So there's really no wonder that she got away with this for so long. On April 17th, 2012, she was arrested, and then shortly after, in November of 2012, she pled guilty to fraud and was sentenced to 19.5 years in prison. Additionally, she was ordered to pay restitution that was double the amount of the money she had taken from Dixon. And her assets were seized and all auctioned off in order to recover just a fraction of the funds. The town of Dixon really suffered as a result of her fraud. Budgets were cut, and improvement projects were delayed as a result of that. In conclusion, this case is a primary example of the importance of separation of duties, especially for a smaller organization with fewer employees. With a set separation of duties policy in place, this scale of fraud would just not have been possible. Thank you for watching.